Was asked by someone, they were asking me, is a recession coming? Are we going to have a recession? Is the stock market going to crash? Are bad things going to happen? And the answer, I hate to tell you, is absolutely yes. The answer is yes. Yes, we're going to have a recession. Yes, the market's going to crash. Yes, some bad things are going to happen. But I can also guide you on how to deal with some of this stuff. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that we are black first. Black first means that we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means that we educate our kids. Black first means that we want our families building wealth. Black first means we're breaking generational curses. Black first means that we are built to win. So if you agree with that philosophy, if that's how you want to live and that's the lifestyle you've embraced, put a hashtag B in the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. So anyway, guys, let me hop into this conversation. What's up, Sherwin and Washington Nation and everybody else that's in here? Put your B1 in the chat. Also hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, thumbs up. Shout out your city. Let me know what city you're from. And also I'm live on TikTok. I haven't been live on TikTok in a while. So what's up to everybody on TikTok? My TikTok is Dr. Boyce Watkins or Boyce Watkins or something like that. Anyway, feel free to follow me on TikTok. Anyway, guys, all right, but y'all ain't gonna see me dancing. I ain't doing no dancing on TikTok because I'm 50 years old and 50-year-old men ain't got to dance to get attention. How about I dance with this brain? How about that? Well, how about we work with that? All right, so here's the deal. How many of you, let me ask you all a question. Give me a yes or no. How many of you are getting your butt kicked a little bit today in the stock market? Let's fess up. Let's do a black wealth confession. How many of you lost some money today? How many of you got your butt handed to you a little bit on the market, looked at your portfolio, opened up your Robinhood or your Acorns account and kind of got a little bit sad, kind of sniffled a little bit, kind of got a little bit nervous? Give me a yes in the chat if you're in that category. It's okay to be in that category because the market did take a dip today. And I did some research on why it dipped, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what happened, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think you should do. Okay. So here's the deal. Here's why your stocks took a dip. Basically, it all comes down to expectations. You see, what's been going on is that the Federal Reserve has announced that they were going to slow down their acceleration of the economy. They were pumping a lot of money into the economy by doing two things: buying back bonds, which puts more cash in the economy. That's why all those PPP loans and all that. That was also fiscal policy that was just putting so much money in the economy. When that happens, you tend to see a lot of economic activity, but you also tend to see things like inflation. Well, the other thing they were doing was they were lowering interest rates, which can also cause inflation because money was very, very cheap. It's like lowering the price of a product in the grocery store. If you lower the price of something and you increase the supply, then you're going to have a lot more floating out there than what you normally would. So with that said, though, they decided they were going to start tightening back and pulling the reins back. And the interesting thing was you saw a little bit of a rally in the market because the market had adjusted to the Federal Reserve's announcement that they were going to start tightening. The market was like, okay, fine. We know it's going to be tough. We're going to drop stock prices. So right now you actually had one of the best opportunities ever to invest in the market. Well, today, I believe that window of opportunity actually grew. Today, you saw the Dow drop by about 200 or 300 points. Not every sector dropped. Not every sector got hit equally, though. There were some sectors that it's almost like when I was little, we used to get whoopings in my house. Anybody else grow up getting whoopings? And I remember when all the kids would get in trouble, and you had two types of parents. You had some of the parents who would whoop all the kids exactly the same as if they all did it. But then you had smarter parents who would say, okay, your punishment ain't going to be as bad as his punishment, right? He's going to get the worst whooping and he's going to get grounded the longest, but you still instigated, you still had something to do with it. So you going to get punished, but you're only going to get grounded for a day, whereas little Pookie's going to get grounded for 2 weeks and he's going to get his butt whooped. Well, that's kind of what happens with the market. All the stocks, the majority of the stocks in the market got punished today. Not all of them got punished the same. Effectively, what occurred was that the Federal Reserve just passed a hint. Words and rumors and innuendo can move the market like crazy. So they basically just said, we think we're going to have to tighten up a little bit more firmly. We feel like inflation is more of a problem. We're not as concerned about economic growth. So we're going to probably tighten a little bit more harshly than we expected. So the market said, uh-oh, whoa, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And so you saw a couple things happening that really showed some problems, particularly for your tech stocks. Your tech stocks are what they call long duration stocks. Long duration stocks are basically companies that are going to make their money in the long term. They're long-term plays. Those are these Cathie Wood type stocks. If you know anything about Cathie Wood, she invests in all these companies that are going to take over the world in the year 2030, but they're not doing so well right now. So anyway, a lot of these tech companies got hit the hardest. So if you are a long-term investor, if this is my Dr. Boyce, Uncle Boyce perspective. This is just a perspective. If you want to use this as advice, that's fine, but this is not investment advice. I have to make sure I say that. But basically, if you're a long duration investor and you can look away and hold your nose, then right now is a great time to buy a lot of companies. A lot of these tech stocks, I think, are dirt cheap. What happens is the yield curve ended up. You had a yield curve that's starting to invert a little bit, where the interest rates short term are higher than the ones long term, but actually that's kind of shifting a little bit, because the 10-year yield, which is a measure of inflation, pretty much has gone up extremely high. When the 10-year yield goes up very, very high, then you start to see tech stocks get hit the hardest. So all my tech companies got body slammed and absolutely killed. So that's just part of the game, right? So ultimately, in a situation like this, I tend to double down and buy more, not so much of the same companies, but if I have extra cash, I go ahead and invest, because this is a good time to invest. I believe that some of these assets are going to reverse. Also, the stock market tends to overreact. The stock market is very dramatic. The stock market is a drama queen. So the market tends to overreact in situations like this. When bad news comes, the market kind of freaks out and goes crazy. And what happens is the next day, it stops hyperventilating. Oh, okay, the world's not coming to an end. And then the prices go up a little bit. So what you're probably going to see, in my view, I'd be willing to bet you, but I could be wrong, is I wouldn't be surprised if there's a reversal tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a rally tomorrow, because the market tends to overshoot its target. One of the big pieces of news that's coming out is the Federal Reserve is going to release their meeting minutes tomorrow. That's going to be a big deal. They're going to be paying attention. They're going to listen closely to what the Fed says. And if the Fed is going to make a major move, or they're going to shift course, they tend to pass little hints. They tend to whisper like, hey, man, we might actually go ahead and. And so what will occur is when they release these hints, they're doing it to kind of prepare the market so that the market doesn't freak out when the actual news occurs. Almost like when you were a kid and you knew you messed up in school, and you in advance, like, hey, mom, I got something to tell you. Okay, I need you to sit down, and I got your favorite ice cream, mama, and you look good in your dress today, mama. Right? You're preparing your mama for the bad news. So the Fed is pretty much preparing you for bad news, and that could be happening tomorrow. So if they try to prepare you for more bad news, then you could see a further decline in your stocks. But if the news is better than expected, you could see a rally, because the market could actually breathe a sigh of relief. And so I'm going to go ahead and actually buy more. I mentioned some stocks. If you want to know some of the stocks that I like to buy, stuff like that, join our stock market class. Every week I give my students lists of stocks that I like for that week and things I'm actually buying myself. So you can feel free to go to boycewatkins.com if you want to go take a look at that. Or also, if you want to learn about things like stock options, we have a stock options masterclass. You can also find that at boycewatkins.com. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much it. One more thing I want to mention to you, just one more quick note as you hit the thumbs up button, is that there probably will be a recession. I mentioned this. I mentioned this yesterday. I want to make sure everybody knows there's going to be, most likely, a lot of the analysts are predicting a recession, but further down the line, not even in 2022, they're talking about 2023, because basically when the Fed starts tightening up the economy, it tends to slow down economic growth. So you could be looking at a recession in the short, in the horizon. So just kind of get ready, stack your chips, save your money, whatever you got to do to get prepared, because the drought season is probably coming, and it's not going to be like the pandemic, because a lot of the tools that the Federal Reserve normally has at its disposal to confront a recession have been wasted. They used all those tools during the pandemic. They overused those tools. They over accelerated the economy. They overstimulated things. They overdid it. And now when the recession does come, they're not really going to be prepared. And what I really hope that doesn't occur is that if the recession hits and they still haven't dealt with the inflation problem, then you could have the big enemy, which is stagflation, which is high inflation and economic downturn. That means your costs are going up and your pay is going down. That's an ugly position to be in. So if you're thinking about developing that extra skill set picking up that extra stream of income, getting together. Me and my family, we do family business meetings once a week where we brainstorm and talk about business ideas. I encourage you to do that, man, because you got to make sure you're ready. Because I'm telling you, those people on Wall Street, those people in DC, they don't care nothing about you. They care about rich people. And so I want to make sure you're ready for that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's what I believe. That's what's going on. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Also, BoyceWatkins.com. That's where you can go if you want to join the stock market class. Or also, we're doing the book club tomorrow. We're reading Powernomics, one of the most important books in the history of the world. I've done 38 lectures on Powernomics or Dr. Claud Anderson books so far. And so you can join that book club on Wednesday nights for free. Just go to BoyceWatkins.com and make sure you sign up. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. So God bless you. Have a good day. If you could hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door, and I love you. I'll see you soon. Take care now. Peace.